Hi there. I have Philip from Appanvil with me. Hi, Philip.
Hi.
We're business partners and we're creating Aura apps on the Atlassian marketplace and a couple of other apps. Can you walk us through your portfolio really quick?
Sure. So in the context of Aura apps, we only do Confluence apps. We mainly do formatting. We do intranet and workflows, and a couple other utilities such as analytics and table filters.
And some of those are free, right?
Correct. So the analytics and the table filter app, those are free and for every user tier, by the way.
So it's kind of like I find out how cool Aura apps is and then I buy
Right.
the rest. Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay. Let's now talk about the products. I would want you in this video to learn a little bit about the co-founder of Appanvil, to have him tell a little bit about his team, and that it's worthwhile for you to pay a lot of money for software licenses, and that there's a team that will back you up when you have a problem, that will support you, and that will keep on innovating on these products. With that, I would say, how about you introduce yourself, your company, tell us a little bit about your team, why customers should trust you, and why your products will be the right thing in the customer's hands.
Sure. So, hi, I'm Philip. I'm the co-founder of appanvil. As mentioned, we produce Aura apps together with Seibert. We have two co-founders, my co-founder Jan and myself, and we will talk a little bit.
Jan has been recording a lot of videos.
Right. So if you don't know Jan's videos, you got to go ahead and watch some of these because they're brilliant.
Have you ever been on a public video yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Actually.
So the premiere. Thanks a lot.
Right. We have a couple of developers on the team. They're all working actively on the apps. And that's really the entire setup. So we are a small team. Everyone is highly involved into the product. So we try to keep overhead very small if possible. And we try to keep, all the folks working on the product super involved. Everyone knows all the products, all the ins and outs. We don't have support staff intentionally. And now before you think that our support is terrible, it's quite the opposite because the people working on the products are doing the support as well, right? So we
didn't outsource that to a
correct, absolutely not.
A different company.
Absolutely not. And we don't plan on doing that in the future because we actually think that if you ever worked with, an outsourced support agent, they really can only solve like 30% of the problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you work with the people that work on the product, they can solve 100% of the problems and they can iterate much quicker. So they come to a solution. So even though it's like more expensive to have your engineers run the support cases, they just, come to a solution very, very quickly. So most of the time, if you reach out to us, you will get an answer within the same day. And most of the time, even a solution on the same day. So this is the goal that we thrive to.
They even try to avoid that officially Seibert Group is the issuer of the app on the marketplace.
Right.
And so some customers go through our support channels, which you hate because it decreases the pace answers. I had a very interesting experience with the co-founder of Draw.io, David Benson, back in the days when a customer came to me and said, your support is so rigid and firm and they're not friendly. So what happened? They said no. And basically the customer wanted me to talk to David so that they would say yes. And I thought, and then I looked at the conversation that the customer sent me, and David was pretty quick to answer and was pretty quick to say no. And the customer found that very impolite. And it definitely was efficient. And it took me a couple of days and a conversation with David to find out whether I think this was customer friendly or not. Because David could have spent that was way before AI times, but the customer had what he needed. He now knew they wouldn't implement that.
Exactly.
And that he would, and he did provide a workaround. So the customer had something, wasn't as efficient, as elegant as the customer wanted, but there was something, and he had a finite answer this is the way I have to go, or I have to search for a different product.
Yeah.
And there's beauty in that. And I really like that you follow this example of founder support, where
Absolutely.
I can talk to people that actually make the decision.
Right. And most of the time, if you reach out, either Jan or myself will answer. Right. The engineers as well, but I would say like 80% of the tickets are just done by myself or by Jan. Yeah. So you talk directly to the co-founders of the company.
So let's finish this off with a business question. Why is it wise for me as a customer to invest, let's say, $20,000 in an app that appanvil created or apps?
Yeah. Well, I would say there's a lot of reasons, but the number one reason I would say is because we care, right? So we care about our products. We are deeply involved into every product decision, especially Jan and myself. If you reach out to us, we personally read all the support tickets, all the emails that you send to us. We will read through all of them, and most of the time we will answer personally. And we care about your problems. This is what I would say is the number one reason. Apart from, we iterate very quickly. We offer a lot of new features all the time. So there's more reasons to that, but I would say that's the number one differentiator.
I think people don't buy software products because the people behind the software product care. But this video is exactly for that, in my opinion, because the Atlassian marketplace lets you evaluate products for 30 days. You should know that those products rock. And if you don't, do an evaluation. You can ask for a demo, no problem. We'll walk you through. But Atlassian is way beyond that. Like, you can spin it up yourself and try it. And that's why we didn't talk a lot about features here. I hope that those features will be convincing. I can personally say, but we're also sitting close to one another in the office, at least in the past month. They are very sympathetic and competent people that you should be reaching out if you have a support question. Thanks for taking the time to introduce yourself.
Thank you so much.
And it's probably the start of becoming a YouTube influencer now.
We'll see.
By the way, you can forward this video to a colleague. He promised me if we reach, I think it was 500 views or something, he has to appear again. It was a big struggle for me. So keep on hitting reload or sending this video to your coworkers, please. Thanks.